Go ahead.
Did you know that cancer is a leading cause of death worldwide, according to the World Health Organization, that accounted for nearly 10 million deaths in 2022, which accounts for 1 in every 6 deaths? Hi, my name is Jackson Balmuck, and I'm a 21-year-old agricultural finance and real estate major at Texas A&M, and today I'm going to be talking to you about an amazing nonprofit organization called Huntsman Cancer and what they do to fight cancer. So, who is Huntsman Cancer and what is their impact? Huntsman Cancer Institute is a National Cancer Institute designated comprehensive cancer center, placing it among top cancer research institutions worldwide, according to the huntsmaninstitute.com, which is also partnered with the University of Utah. Now, with over 300 clinical trials, Huntsman leads in personalized cancer treatments like immunotherapy, proton therapy, improving patient outcomes, and through their cutting-edge research that they have. Now, moving on, Huntsman has identified more inherited cancer genes than any other cancer center, making it a global leader in cancer research prevention. Then you can see there's a logo of Huntsman, and this is a little bit about Huntsman. Now moving on, now that we've discussed Huntsman, now let's talk about a therapy that they do. Now, what is CAR T-cell therapy and immunotherapy? Now, I provided a graphic here just to help. So what CAR T-cell therapy is just to go back a little bit, I guess, my apologies, is Huntsman Cancer Institute has become a leader in developing new technologies such as this. And so it allows to harness the patient's immune system to fight cancer. So now, CAR T-cell therapy targets specific molecules on cancer cells, offering new hopes for patients with previously treatment-resistant cancers like multiple myeloma. My apologies. And we'll get into a story later on that discusses that. Now, to go to the graphic, as you can see here, blood gets removed from the patient to get T cells, hence CAR T-cell therapy. Now, moving on. Now, you make CAR T-cells in the lab with the blood that you have just drawn. Now, insert gene for CAR, T-cell, chimeric antigen receptor, CAR T-cell. Now it goes in to grow millions of CAR T-cells. Now, then you infuse the CAR T-cells into the patient, helping build a resistance to cancer. And now, obviously, the CAR T-cells bind to the cancer cells and kill them. So, obviously, throughout this presentation, we'll discuss donations, but donations of any sort help this cause for Huntsman's worldwide, global leading innovation such as this therapy. Now, this novel treatment could be a powerful example of how donations directly contribute to groundbreaking cures such as this. Now, moving on, the powerful story of Marshall Brown. Now, I discussed earlier about myeloma cancer. Now, Marshall Brown was just 5 years old when he was diagnosed with rhabdomyosarcoma, an aggressive form of cancer. It's a soft tissue cancer and it's very rare. His story highlights his compassion and care that Huntsman provides not only to patients but also their family as well. And the source is provided by the Brown family at Huntsman Cancer Institute. Now, the bond between patients and caregivers between Huntsman is extraordinary. Marshall's medical team treated him with such care and kindness that he refers to them as his friends, showing him how deeply that he loved them and how much that Huntsman Institute really cared for them. Marshall was a great kid. I didn't know him personally, but he has a great story. He played Little League Baseball, and one day he got home from basketball as well and had a tumor on his ankle. His dad just thought it was a bruise. It wasn't a bruise. His mom investigated more, and then come to find out he did have that aggressive form of cancer. Moreover, even after Marshall's passing, his family continued his fight against cancer by organizing fundraising events with the Salt Lake Bees, further supporting pediatric cancer research. And so this is an amazing story about Marshall Brown. I highly recommend going to the sources and check it out. But it was a really sad story and really cool to look into and get to find out about Marshall. How have I been able to make an impact for cancer? So, ironically, the reason that I chose this institution is because I'm a part of a fraternity called Sigma Chi, and I was Moms and Parents Weekend chairman, and I was able to set up a ton of fundraisers, silent auctions. I was able to sell off items and really raise money for Huntsman Cancer. I assisted in $15,000 to $20,000 getting donated We also did this cool event called Shave a Sig, where we'd have people and they would get almost bidded to shave their head, and so we'd use all the proceeds to go to Huntsman Cancer. So I can vet them, and a lot of others can. So talk about shaving a sig, and by participating in fundraising events, I learned firsthand the power of teamwork and collaboration, and how even small events can lead to significant outcomes in the grand scheme of things. Even $5 makes a big difference. These efforts have not only supported cancer research, but have also helped support and bring awareness about Huntsman's mission within our community, showing that anyone can get involved and anyone can make a difference. Moving forward, how can you make an impact with assisting in the fight on cancer? Now, by donating to Huntsman Cancer Institute, you are directly supporting groundbreaking cancer research and personalized patient care. Every dollar helps fund the next life-saving treatment. Huntsman stands out not only because of its medical innovations, but also because of its holistic support programs for patients and their families, offering services like wellness resources and survivorship programs. And so by being able to donate to Huntsman, you're able to help out families like Marshall Brown's family and really make an impact on the world today. Thank you. Now, sorry for this. Now, do we have any questions?
Do you remember how much my hair was worth?
I believe his head was worth $250. Wow. He now has a beautiful head of hair, but his name's Evan, donated his head of hair to save cancer. Zach, you have a question?
Where'd you find this Marshall story at?
I found this Marshall story on www.com or www.huntsmaninstitute.com. He has an amazing story. Like I said earlier, his dad and mom brought him to basketball, thought he sprained his ankle. He had a big lump on his foot. And come to find out, he had cancer, and Huntsman Institute was a great resource for him. Ty, you have a question?
I don't think so.
No questions.
No.
Okay, guys. Well, thank you for watching, tuning in. I hope the presentation was great, and have a great rest of your night.